Today we are going to talk about Yusuf Khan, also known as Dilip Kumar. For Dilip Kumar, acting is, well, an act of grace, a dignified investigation of an emotion or a character study. He is refined, he is stylish, even while negotiating the harshest of reality. All that meditative poise and calculative mannerism never took anything away from the inherent realism of the situation. Managing the paradox of portraying reality with intensely personal style has been his most astounding achievement. Realism, for him, is not reaffirming a stereotype in its most documentary details. For him, realism is exploring the core of reality with essentials of one's being and infusing it with an interpretation that is honest to the feelings of the actor. It is his honesty of feelings that pulls off the delicate dance of stylized reality, the art of sweet excesses. Dilip Kumar can easily be credited with laying down the grammar of Hindi film acting. He rescued Hindi film acting from the hyperbolic style of earlier times. The high theatricality of Parsi theatre was the order of the day. Along with Ashok Kumar, Motilal, Balraj Sahani, he brought dramatic changes in expected parameters of the art of screen acting. The thrust was on bringing the theatricality of the screen acting down as the medium of cinema was demanding change of rules. Cinema had different rules than stage, and screen acting was still coming to grips with that. Keen student that Dilip Kumar was, learned the potential of the still new medium and synced his strength with the demands of the celluloid storytelling. Consequently, Dilip Kumar stands as a marker from where modern screen acting begins. What makes his perceptive embrace of the technical details remarkable was his success in getting the stardom mix right. He was arguably the first actor to establish a star persona based on nuanced acting and mannerism. This was different from Master Vittal or Nadia, who were creation of a genre and were replaceable by anyone given that the technicians remained the same. Dilip Kumar, on the other hand, was bringing inherent star elements to the table. Raj Kapoor and Devan were also doing the same. His sometime mentor Ashok Kumar also stands in the same league. However, Dilip Kumar's contribution was more far reaching than the others. Raj Kapoor, Devanand, and Dilip Kumar were the stars who really shaped stardom in Hindi films, later to be redefined by Rajesh Khanna, who brought rock star hysteria to the mix. While the pioneering influence of each and every member of the Troika is beyond question, Dilip Kumar stands apart. Devanand left the drama and power of the earlier roles for a caricature of himself, and his increasing descent was kept tolerable by his joy for life, music, and encouraging themes. Raj Kapoor contributed more as a director producer or a creator of great teams than as an actor. His unidimensional Raju is an enduring icon of its time. The Chaplinesque tramp had heart of gold, carried many a complex social issues of his times on his shoulders. While his services are acknowledged, we can't overlook his limits in histrionics department. It was left to Dilip to create, then open doors for various aspects of acting. He redefined tragic hero by owning it. His 1940s to 1960s period had many performances where he poured agony on a screen and made being a loser cool. Devdas was and may have been prototype of a certain genre, but his torment found forceful expression in many other outings such as Dilip in Andaz, Ashok in Babul, Vijay in Jogan, Shamu in Didar, Devendra and Anand in Madhumati, Ganga in Ganga Jamuna. His mild depression and consultation with the psychiatrist of the British monarch in London have moved into folklore. This apart, we need to see his success in tragic roles from the point of view of new language that he was laying down. Silences, slow motioning of eyes, tonalities of a dialogue delivery, and expressions were all coming to Indian screen for the first time. It is a measure of his craft that original ingredients of sorrow on a screen hold valid even today. He needed new tropes to blend the inherent rebelliousness of his characters that went side by side with their tragedy and pathos. He was not only agonizing, but was also refusing to accept the easy solutions or existing traditions. Devdas may be a loser, but he took his defeat and refused to compromise with his new reality. Similarly, other tragic characters showed a principled core which rebelled against bending to social mores. This conflict needed new grammar of acting to convey. Along with the grammar, dramatic capabilities were needed to establish that on celluloid. Dilip Kumar had the intelligence, stamina, and talent to be on the task. His presence at the critical juncture of the evolution of cinema in India cannot be overstated. Lord Meghnad Desai called him Nehru's hero as he was representing the conflicts that the new nation was facing. If Dilip Kumar had stopped there, he would have still had the stupendous repertoire. But then, Dilip Kumar is not an ordinary talent. He went on to become complete actor by adding comedy, action, romance, and even dance to his performances. Some of the hilarious moments of the Indian screens were created by this tragedy king, and if you hold a poll on the most romantic moments in Hindi film, so-called feather scene from Mughal-e-Azam will figure very high. Like tragedy, Dilip Kumar brought his unique refinement to all these new areas also. He could pull off buffoonery in Ram or Sham, Ganga Jamna and Bairag with all his refined mannerism intact. His debt is acknowledged by almost everybody who came after him. His second innings were not very successful, though he had memorable roles in Karma, Shakti, Kranti, Mashal, etc. However, thing to be noted here is that he was the first to blaze the trail of second innings. Before him, no one created a niche for senior actors to play leading roles. While he does not have a Chini cum or black to his credit, he created a space which was ably exploited by Amitabh Bachchan, perhaps the only complete actor that can be compared to the senior thespian. Born long ago in Peshawar to Hindiko-speaking Pathan parents, Yusuf Khan was fourth among 12 children. Sometime in the late 20s, the family moved to Bombay, where his father Ghulam Sarwar Khan set up a fruit business. Devika Rani, who was looking after the affairs of Mumbai Talkies, then Bombay Talkies, after death of her husband Himanshu Rai, noticed young Yusuf and offered him job with high salary of rupees 500. Yusuf Khan, she felt, was not a name to go well with the romantic hero. Of the three names suggested to him, Jahangir, Vasudev and Dilip Kumar, he chose the last. This he thought was also appropriate, for it would hide his new occupation from his conservative father, who was not very much for the Nautankiwalas, as he used to call the film people. However, he was found out, Mr. Dilip Kumar was found out by the father, who came to accept the new profession only after seeing him in Shaheed. Dilip Kumar went on doing almost 63-64 films in more than 6-decade-long career. Numerable awards, including Dada Sahab Phalke and Nishan-e-Pak, came his way. The number of films is very less, but Dilip Kumar preferred to immerse himself in the roles that he did. Unlike Amitabh Bachchan, there are lesser sorry film choices by Dilip Kumar. It is an oeuvre that is truly critical to the history of cinema in the subcontinent. Dilip Kumar, along with Amitabh Bachchan, forms the twin peaks of Hindi cinema. His contribution is immense, and pleasure of watching him is unsurpassed. He is a sublime presence that attracts with its refinement and sophistication. In him, we find a really successful marriage of classicism and mass appeal. Long live the Emperor.